Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. In this presentation, we're going to explore a thought-provoking topic within the world of music and entertainment, nepotism, and whether it has played a role in the rise and enduring success of one of rock's most iconic bands, the Foo Fighters. When we hear the word nepotism, we tend to think of movie stars' children landing film roles, or young musicians getting record deals largely because of their famous last names. Nepotism often implies favoritism, where personal connections, especially family or close friendships, give someone an unfair advantage, regardless of their actual skill. But is this always the case? Can connections also be part of a natural, network-driven industry? These are the questions we'll explore today as we examine the Foo Fighters, not just as a band, but as a case study in how talent, timing, and trust intersect in the music business. Let's begin with what nepotism truly means. At its core, nepotism refers to the practice of giving jobs or advantages to relatives or close friends, often bypassing more qualified candidates in the process. In industries like music, film, and television, where personal relationships are often key to collaboration, nepotism can blur the line between favoritism and opportunity. It can mean a son gets to be the lead guitarist in his father's band, or a close friend becomes a producer without any professional experience. But in some cases, it's more complex. What if that friend is actually talented? What if the family member proves themselves capable? Now let's focus on the Foo Fighters. Founded in 1994 by Dave Grohl after the tragic death of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, Foo Fighters began as a solo project. Grohl, then already a well-known figure in alternative rock, had played drums for Nirvana, a band that redefined music in the early 90s. After Nirvana ended, Grohl entered the studio and recorded an album entirely by himself, writing the songs, playing every instrument, and singing every word. When the album was finished, he released it under a band name, Foo Fighters. It was a way to detach his identity from the project and let the music speak for itself. The album gained traction quickly, helped in no small part by Grohl's reputation. But for Foo Fighters to perform live, he needed a real band. And this is where questions about nepotism first surface. Let's take a closer look at who Grohl invited to join the band. First was Nate Mendel, a bassist from Sunny Day Real Estate, a highly respected emo and post-hardcore band from the underground scene. Then came William Goldsmith, also from Sunny Day Real Estate, who initially joined as drummer but left during the recording of the band's second album due to creative differences. Pat Smear, a punk icon from the Germs, was another early addition. Smear had toured with Nirvana, so his relationship with Grohl was well established. Yet his credibility as a musician extended far beyond friendship. He was an established figure in the punk rock world. Perhaps the most beloved and recognizable band member outside of Grohl himself was Taylor Hawkins. He joined the Foo Fighters in 1997 and quickly became known for his thunderous drumming and magnetic stage presence. But Hawkins wasn't just some unknown friend. He had previously played drums for Alanis Morissette during her peak years, touring the world on the back of her wildly successful Jagged Little Pill album. His recruitment may have been influenced by friendship, but his skill was undeniable. Later additions to the band, like guitarist Chris Shiflett and keyboardist Rami Jaffe, also came with impressive credentials. Each of these musicians had been active in the music industry long before joining Foo Fighters, bringing with them a wealth of experience and professionalism. Still, Dave Grohl's influence and status are undeniable. As a member of Nirvana, he had a level of fame and access that most musicians never reach. He could get a record deal more easily. He could book major studios and secure top-tier producers. And, most importantly, he could get media attention almost instantly. That kind of privilege, let's call it industry capital, is real. It's the result of Grohl's past success and his place in rock history. But does that amount to nepotism? Or is it simply the benefit of having built a strong network through years of hard work and high-level performance? Grohl's ongoing career also reflects how relationships in the music world often lead to high-profile collaborations. He's worked with Paul McCartney, Josh Homme, Queens of the Stone Age, Tenacious D, and members of Led Zeppelin and Queen. These are not random choices. They're based on mutual respect, friendship, and often shared history. But again, these collaborators are not unqualified. They are among the most skilled and celebrated musicians in the industry. This raises an interesting question. When talented friends work together, is it nepotism or is it simply organic collaboration? The more critical point to examine is this. Would Foo Fighters have lasted more than 2 decades, releasing chart-topping albums, selling out stadiums, and winning multiple Grammy Awards if their success was based only on connections and not on musical substance? The answer is almost certainly no. Audiences are quick to dismiss acts that rely solely on hype or name recognition. But Foo Fighters have endured because of their consistent output, energetic live shows, and the authentic connection they maintain with their fans. Their music resonates because it feels real, built on melody, emotion, and hard-hitting rock rhythms that speak to generations of listeners. In conclusion, while Dave Grohl's fame and connections undeniably gave the Foo Fighters a head start, what sustained the band's success has been a combination of passion, dedication, and exceptional talent. Every member of the band brought something valuable to the table, skills honed through years of experience in other groups or musical projects. This is not the story of an unqualified person riding on someone else's coattails. It's the story of a group of professionals coming together under the leadership of someone with vision and access, and turning that opportunity into something meaningful. So is there a hint of nepotism in the Foo Fighters story? Perhaps in the soft sense, where trust and connection played a role in who got the call. But in the traditional, negative sense of undeserved favoritism? No. In this case, the music speaks louder than any relationship ever could. And in a business filled with short-lived fame, the Foo Fighters have proven that talent, not ties, is what keeps a band standing the test of time. Thank you.